All right, so I want to talk to you. The Bible doesn't exist, people. And I just want to put a few nuggets in your ear, and then I want to literally get some of your responses. And this is not a direct attack or anything, but this is just communicate to understand you a little bit more. And so you can understand me a little bit more. So most of you deny the existence of Yahusha, or who most refer to as Jesus. Um, when is there's more proof that he existed than like George Washington. Like scholars and historians, they don't deny he lived. Like clearly he was somewhere at some point. He has the monuments and statues, and his story is on tablets and from thousands of years ago, and it, it, the number one read book of all time in the world, not just United States, like in the world. Like, come on. And then people use that to perpetuate the narrative that the Bible was created to control people. Okay. If that is your thought process, then I will challenge you with answering this question. If the people that run the world created the Bible to control the world, why does their actions contradict the word so much? Like, hear me out. Hear me out. People are pushing, like, you can clearly see that, coming from like the 50s to the 70s or so, or the 80s, and you've seen like the family structure start to dwindle, right? And you've seen like how most people were Christian, and people looked at that as if like that was nasty. It was disgusting. People that had sex outside of marriage were weird. You almost were made fun of. You know what I mean? And how the media and the people, the powers that be, push the whole, dating scene. You know what I'm saying? And saying like, hey, just dating. That was fornication at a point. When you just bounced around having sex with different people. Now it's just dating, and it sounds so harmless, and it was transformed that way. If the powers that be transformed it, why wouldn't they just put that's okay in the Bible? So just like this, the LGBTQ community right now, and this whole big movement, and we're almost encouraging the youth to partake in or support the LGBTQ community. And the Bible literally says homosexuality is a sin. It goes against his nature. It goes against his laws and his principles. It's an abomination. Not everything, not even every sin was described as an abomination, but this one was. So it's a really bad one. So it's kind of like, if the people that created the Bible created it to control people, why not just put in the Bible that homosexuality is okay? Because then your biggest opposition, which is the people were Christians, let's just say what it is. They would literally not exist. They will support you, your biggest opposition. So the biggest thing that's keeping Babylon from manifesting are just Christians. At first, when people started wearing like more revealing clothes at the beach, and the mainstream media normalized it, their biggest opposition was Christians back then. Christians fought tooth and nail. They lost, but still. And then when you start pushing the whole dating scene and just, and casualizing sex, the biggest opposition was Christians. And now with this whole LGBTQ and love who you want and, love is love, the biggest opposition is Christians. And you want to know what's crazy? Is on its way. And the people that perpetuate LGBTQ are going to use the exact same principles to say love is love. Matter of fact, it's so official that they already have a title. They're called attracted people now. You can't help who you like. You can't help who you love. As long as they love each other and it's real, they're going to literally use the exact same principles to perpetuate that. And you know what? They're going to add a prefix at the end of LGBTQ or it's probably gonna be a few more that comes. You know, that damn shit is almost a whole alphabet at this point. But it's gonna add the M at the end, the attracted people for sure. And you know who their biggest opposition is gonna be? Christians. And even if you don't believe me right now, all of you middle people that just don't that hates the fighting and I'm not Christian, I believe it's all just controlled and made up, or you're super pro left and you're like, hey, love is love. But the people right there in the middle that just don't care and just want people to stop fighting so they can stop messing with your peace, think about it. Right now it sounds absolutely absurd to support, but you know what? 50 years ago, that's how it sounded. And they're going to brainwash this youth because they're desensitizing the word and the real law and the nature of things. So not your kids, but your kids' kids will probably entertain the idea. And that will be the beginning of that. Think about it. And you know who'll still be there fighting a good fight? Christians. The people that everybody make fun of. The only ones that's okay to make fun of. Honestly, it's okay to publicly outlaw the Bible and the word. You can make fun of it. You can mock Christ. You can say anything. And you will never be held accountable. That's only about Christianity. Don't talk about Muslims or Buddhists. Don't talk about Hindus. Definitely don't talk about people. You know what? And speaking of which, why doesn't anyone question the ISH at the end of it? Why would you add the suffix ish, which means like something? Think about it. It's right in front of us. They have to save themselves from karmic retribution. So, of course, they're not going to say they're Jews or Israelites. They're going to say we're Jewish. And people are going to think that that's just normal. There still exists a country named Israel. So why wouldn't you just continue to use the term Israelites if that's who you really are? Is it because you're not and it's something else? Oh, I'm sorry, I might be stepping on some toes, but I'm speaking the truth here. I'm speaking the truth. You know, the Israelites are supposed to be under a curse right now and be living on average the worst lives. And they're supposed to have some ancestors that was taken in as slaves on ships. Sounds familiar? Allegedly, right? Allegedly. But wake up, man. The Bible tells you that the people that run the world are going to be Satanists because Satan runs this world. And the people that runs the real world, the leaders, the entertainers, the governors, the senators and all of them, most of them are Satanists. And all of these entertainers with the checkerboard floors and the half little hen inside of the damn jacket and throwing up the 3 6s in their eye, covering up the damn eye, the one eye symbolism. Every single artist is doing it, and everybody still think it's art. I tell you what. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, but I got one more case. If you made the Bible to control the world, why did you go through so many hoops to take the name of Yahuwah out of the Bible? Why would you incriminate yourself or make yourself look so suspicious? That's Father God, the Creator, the Most High name, by the way, if you don't know, because most people don't, because they took it out the Bible, and people hide it, and people defend it, and people have all of these crazy reasons why. But it says to not take his name in vain, which means don't make his name useless. And we did, because they took the name out. Why would you guys take the name out if all of it is made up anyway and it don't matter? Why isn't Christianity on every single network? Why isn't every station praising God if this whole thing was created just to control? Why is it on every movie? Why do everything in media right now contradicts the word if it was created for control? That makes zero sense. How do you let somebody convince you that? Wake up. Wake